just like yesterday, Christmas is here again. Some people prayed that it will never come. Some people wanted to see it early enough. However, it is here again. I am sure a lot of appraisal is taking place now. For the wise, the outcome determines how to approach the season in terms of celebration. Some celebration can be very elaborate. Some can be. In many quarters, Christmas is perceived and approached differently. Some without regards to the essence. And the whole essence is celebrating the birth of Christmas, the birth of Jesus Christ. Therefore, it is expected to be a period of celebration, holiday, most importantly, sober reflection. But engagements, we use this time to engage ourselves. Even the holidays the holidays doesn't come. So we use this time to meetings. In fact, we dump the period and in the garbage of activities. No time to reflect. No time to just be there on the street. The expectation of Christmas notes its period and makes it compelling for heightened preparation. Preparation is heightened for Christmas. In fact, it is believed that the joy and the excitement of Christmas, is in its preparation. Yet, apart from special delicacy of that day, the day comes and goes like any other day. In fact, some will be wondering, has it come and gone? It therefore means that most of the time, we lose the whole essence and struggle to over-prepare for Christmas. Any preparation for celebration that will not accommodate the value or the interest of the celebrant is simply an imposition that ends at variance with the goal. When my late father turned 80, we felt we should celebrate him. Maybe a surprise one. But he's not a man that you surprise with this because he may not accept it when you want to surprise him. So we now said, okay, let's approach him and explain to him what we want to do. He said, no, what you're trying to do is too elaborate. I don't want to, that kind of he simply wanted a prayer by selected few, just 2 men, a solo visit to homes, and maybe a family lunch with his siblings, so not even us. Maybe he felt that we are already there, so there's no need to consider us as people to be invited. No fanfare. Anyway, his reasons remains a story for another day. It's a lesson on its own. So if we truly want to celebrate the birth of Christ, as it were, we must align our agenda with his global interests and intentions. And what is this, his global interest? Love. Love and love. That is why he died on the cross of the Calvary in the first instance. So his greatest expectation of man is to love God and his neighbor. You must love God and your neighbor. Love of God comes with a lot of expedient restrictions. And that of man comes with empathy and sacrifice. Sacrifice and empathy comes with charity, not philanthropy. Charity comes with blessings from God, while philanthropy comes with temporary appreciation from man. When you stop your philanthropic adventure, you start fading. Philanthropy impedes on God's glory, and most of the time leaves one unfettered, untattered side of history. The only thing philanthropy does is to create an illusion that leaves one thinking that his illegitimacy has been accepted or forgotten. One should not deceive himself or herself. The person will soon be reminded when the need calls. Nobody forgets. It's because there's availability and poverty and people are vulnerable. So they tend to yield to the gift of the moment. Christmas must contain elements of reflections on the realities and meaning than serial hype and or guided emulation and pressure. When Christmas is understood and all these expectations are understood, it will curtail a exaggerated and extended plan for jamboree that culminates to unnecessary pressure, waste, subtle incitement, and oppression, because there are behavior that oppresses the next neighbor without knowing and puts him under pressure to begin to do, even if it's illegitimate, things that will help him announce himself in the next Christmas. Therefore, celebration of Christmas must respect the values of Jesus Christ by extending love to God and humanity through charity than those euphoric approaches that causes men to temporarily celebrate you. Some homes will trash food while orphanages starve. Even next door neighbor starve. It is myopic and self-serving to seek after vainglory. Most of all, this glory mounts pressure, like I said, and desperation in society, because some youths will want to become Obatobi without riding the normal route. If it is genuine, better still, some homes will trash food while orphanages starve, even next door neighbors. It is myopic and self-serving to seek after vainglory. Most of all, it mounts pressure and desperation on the society, because some youths who want to be Obatobi, irrespective of how much the money was made, they don't mind, but they have to answer Obatobi. So we must not surrender to the devices of the oppressor by struggling to keep off humiliation, hence leaving themselves with expenses to contend with in the year ahead. My friend's husband wanted to spend Christmas at home simply because his brother arrived from one of those countries where they do easy exploit. And when the wife refused, of course, it becomes a problem. The wife told me, I said, you don't need to quarrel. The solution is simple. Show enthusiasm in the journey, first of all. Apologize and show enthusiasm in the journey. Then, present him with the cost of upkeep in the village. Traveling expenses by road or by air. But for the road, also expose him to the risk that is on the road. Then request for the phone to commence preparation. Before the phone comes, or anyway, remind him again, maybe next day, about the need to attend to the school request of school fees. That school fees must be paid before the end of the year so that they can secure a place in the subsequent year. Also, if you put all those things together, leave the man. I tell you, she has done that, and until now, nobody's talking about Christmas anymore. She's been begging the man to conclude on this journey so that she can also start preparing. No response. So that is not everything you fight for. Christmas is not designed to embarrass Christ, impress others, overrate self by borrowing or struggling just to belong, enjoy, or catch up with jamboree. Like my friend, be reminded that the outstanding bill, rent, school fees, and so on, after the celebration, are waiting and glaring at you. So let's obey what the Bible said. Wisdom profiteth to direct. Let us apply wisdom. It is time to apply wisdom. Let us confine ourselves to our need, because this is our stages. God said he will meet all our need in riches and glory. So if you're in the state of need, begin to work to get him meet it in riches and glory. If you, you can graduate from level of need. When you graduate from level of need to want, you begin to make choice of what you want to do, because you have available resources to take decisions. From there, you get to a level of abundance. If you don't even travel, it will be wrong, because others are waiting to tap from the blessings you carry. Imagine when you get open heaven. That time, if you don't get to the village, the whole village will come to look for you wherever you are, because you need to go and bless them, and quietly. So if you're in the stage of need, please advise yourself and pray and work with God to get to the other stages that can give you the latitude to operate anyhow you want. So brethren, it is time to show love. It is time to call for wisdom. It is time to cut our coat according to the available clothes, because our size may be Mavic